Hello everyone. Now, let me just change right here. Alright, let's do it. Hello everyone. How you doing? Hope you guys had a good day so far. So yeah. Last stream, which was yesterday, we did some good progress with that faction Guerilla. Right, just you know, your typical farming with the kills and shit. And looks like I kind of fucked up with the challenge. Right. Because found it weird I only managed to get like one one challenge, which is like I think it was the 100 XP with every weapon. I was supposed to also be getting the 10 kills thing, and it turns out I missed one fucking kill with one of the last weapons. Damn. Right, so I'm gonna have to go and do that, and then I mean, yeah, I still need to do one last backpack, so I wasn't gonna lose too much progress there. I wasn't gonna, and yeah, just one kill isn't gonna really do much. Yeah. Hopefully I can get that shit done today, so I can get another challenge done, and maybe also another trophy done as well. So I can get, yeah, we always get 10 kills with each backpack. I'm pretty sure I already got all. I'm just missing one. Yeah. So yeah, hopefully we can do that. Plus some more farming kills and XP, because I still need a lot of it. And hopefully on the weekend I can farm a bit more, so I can start doing other stuff. Yeah, I think I need like at least 33,000 XP to do some other multiplayer stuff, because I need the events. I need some bonus XP events for trophies and shit. So yeah, let's not waste any more time, and let's go straight into it, shall we? Let's see. So let me just change right here. Okay. Eh, yep. Shall we? And hopefully they're available. Alright, let's see. Is audio good for the game? I always have to make sure. I can never give this fucking thing too much trust. So I think I'll just even when I get the new PC, I'm probably just still gonna rely on the TV. Yeah, I think it might be best because I don't know if it's on OBS gonna change. It's gonna affect the frame rate. That might yeah, affect the frame rate of the game. All right. Okay, so let's check statistics. Oh, actually, I actually have like 20,000. Yeah, lifetime core XP, lifetime bonus XP. So yeah, I already have like 20,000 XP. Okay, not bad. Right, I need 33 to be able to start doing other stuff. So we're getting there. We're getting there. And I think you don't actually need like 100,000 XP. I think that's like, well, that's what the trophy says, but it's like a little glitch. That trophy can sometimes glitch out with for you, where you only need like 80 plus. Yeah, something like that. So hopefully when we're close to like the 80s, we should finally get the trophy. If it glitches out like we wanted to. That, and I think I also need some more maps and shit. Yeah, definitely need to work on more of these bonus XPs. Let's see. Yep. I only need one more fucking kill with this thing. And then I also need the tremor one. Yeah. I don't remember how much XP you need for each of these things. I think it's around 200, right? Yeah, something like that. Or was it 100? I don't remember how much it was. I think it was still missing that. That's getting 10 wins in each mode, right? Or whatever. No, it was 100 XP with every backpack. Okay, I already got that with most of them. Where the hell are they? Alright, I guess while we wait, I'll just wait up the main campaign. They were already in there. It's just because I took a little longer to show up. They're taking a bit long to also respond or whatever. All right. Yeah, I'll keep my phone on and wait for a notification. Didn't I already do this one? Parker mission. Didn't I already do this? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'd already done this one, unless the game just didn't save, huh? Wait, hold on. Load them. Three missions completed. Ah, here we go. Okay, there we go. That's the proper one. Right, that's the one where I finished the mission. There we go. Right, let's see. Yeah, there we go. Now the rest are showing up. Hey, no, I'm pretty sure there's more shit all the way back here. Yeah, there's this fucking area over here. I think that's no wait. I think that's the main area. Yeah, that's the tutorial area. I guess you can't exactly go there. I think. Alright, there's some stuff going on here. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to wait for someone else to show up because we ain't gonna be doing farming with just 2 people. It just takes way too long. What do I have?
No more propaganda.
Yeah,
No
that'll
more
do.
fear.
Alright, get it. Let's go.
We can't afford to lose this war.
And we can probably, while I'm going down it, while we go into that area, I'll check if we find if there's any other collectibles for me to worry about. Yeah, you just have to pay attention to the map. So I'm pretty sure I need to get the fucking jetpack for some stuff later. I don't know when you get it though. And there should be some stuff showing up around here. Sorry. There we go, entering dust.
Did you say something, Martian?
Bitch, out of the way. Okay, anything up here? Nope. Yeet.
We got a tip that someone's moving classified EDF documents nearby. Find the courier and get that info.
Bruh. Oh, stay still. Do you mind? Fuck off. Leave me alone. What the hell? I just break this? Fucking joy. Like brick. How the hell did I break this? Is it already down? Yeah, there we go. Wait. I got you guys fucking resilient. Piss off. God damn. At least I keep getting ammo from these guys. Also, if I don't got that thing destroyed. Took a bit. Alright, what else? Wait. Dude, do you mind? Yes, NPCs. Yep. Do you mind? Fuck off, asshole. Leave me alone. God damn. God fucking. Leave me alone, you fuckers. Leave me alone, you fucking pricks. Screaming for the wrong guy. Going for the fucking car instead of him. There we go. Asshole. Almost died because of that. God damn, these motherfuckers do not leave me alone now. Fucking die. It takes so fucking long to die as well. Do you mind? Leave me alone. God damn. Don't let me fucking do shit because they keep fucking spawning in. That? No, that doesn't blow up. God, these fuckers are annoying. Leave me alone. Bitch. God damn, these fuckers won't leave me alone. Piss off. Bitch. Fuck. No. Knock it off. Come on, that should have done it. What? My fucking god, these guys won't leave me alone now. God, these fuckers won't leave me alone now. Keep fucking spawning in out of nowhere. Why there's so many of them? Fuck you. Why does it keep fucking doing that? Hit the guy. Why does it keep fucking hitting the damn car instead of him? Dude, they just keep fucking spawning. Bitch. My god, when will this keep stop? They just won't stop showing up, man. What the shit then? What am I supposed to do? They don't stop it. What am I supposed to do here? They won't stop fucking spawning. This love of fucking shit. I can't do anything. These guys won't fucking leave me alone. I need a car. Where the fuck is the car? Yeah, give me that. God damn, these fuckers are resilient to shit. Can't fucking do anything because these fuckers keep spawning. Why did I manage to survive that long? God damn. What am I supposed to? These fuckers just keep spawning in. I need to get my fucking ammo back though. At least the arc water did pretty well. They'll just get them stunned for a little bit so I can whack them with the fucking wrench. Still on my ass. God damn.
Drone supply convoy headed for Parker. Make sure they don't get there.
Hold on. Yeah, I didn't really end up doing much there because the fuckers just kept spawning in. Huh?
Wonder when I'm gonna receive.
Yeah, whatever. Handbook entry. The fuck do you mean handbook entry? Rocket launcher and proximity mines. Okay. I modified this equipment to launch rocket-propelled grenades. It will be useful against vehicles, tanks, or aircraft in the occasional building. Just make sure there's plenty of distance between you and your target when you pull the trigger. Proximity mines. Sticking a remote charge on enemies or vehicles can be difficult, so I rigged up some proximity mines for you. These things are more sensitive, so they'll have to be placed directly on the ground. Be careful where you place them. The proximity sensor has a hard time judging friends and foes. Okay. Yeah, what the fuck am I supposed to do there? The guys just won't stop fucking spawning. Might as well just fucking save. Alright. How much scrap do I have? Can I check how much scrap I have?
Free mods isn't just
How the hell do I check how much scrap I have? Okay, there we go. Maybe it might be best if I do some main mission things first, though. So what the fuck is all this shit? Convoy. What? Bruh, they're all the way over there. I can't fucking do shit about it. I haven't gone into the area yet. What the fuck you want me to do? I think it might be best for me to maybe do some story missions first before I clean out the area. Bitch, will you fucking get out of the damn way? Yeah, I think it might be best for me to do some story stuff there, so that I can clean out the area from enemies. Yeah, I think that was probably like the biggest problem, just that the area being overrun by those guys. It might be harder to clean out the area. So I think it might be best if I just do some story missions first. Stuff in there. Hold on. At least I can get the crystals. Yeah, I can do that much. Yeah, I can definitely do crystals without overrunning the guards. Wait, how the fuck did you get all the way over there? Nice. All the way down. All the way down. Just make sure. Just be safe. Just be sure. Do that one just yet. Yeah, if it's red stuff, then I can get it without alerting the guards. Red, I'll have to wait a little bit.
The miners of Dust are staging a rally at this site. They expect a peaceful demonstration. But the EDF has other plans. Captain Halvard Gunnarsson is in command here. His unit killed 300 settlers in Chrysi. So expect deadly force. Stop Gunnarsson and get those workers out alive. If we fight for them, they'll fight for us.
I'm not speaking. Knock it off. Okay.
The rally's about to start. The coordinates are on.
Quick game, yeah. Looks like the guy's already available. Let's just go. Okay. What was the thing that I was missing? Tremor. Okay. So custom. Let's see. It was quarantine, yeah, right. 100. 30. Handicap none. Always and then random. 3 seconds. Starting back from Tremor. Yeah. 50, 50, starting weapon was the arc welder, yeah. Third weapon will be the rail driver, and then I'm gonna need the last one, which was the thermal barrack rocket. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, all right. Hi, squad. Looking good.
Anarchy is about to begin.
Nearby structure. Oh, it just got his buildings destroyed. Okay, interesting.
A new leader has emerged.
Man, hi squad. Hope you're doing good. Yeah, it took a little bit for this. We're just about to start here. I was waiting for the third guy to show up. I was just doing some single player stuff while we waited. Alright. Right now it's Ripio's turn. After his turn it will be mine, and I should be able to get probably 1 challenge and 1 trophy down as well. Yeah, we'll see. I'm only using the thermal barrack rocket. I need like one more kill with that thing. I gotta be. I didn't put infinite ammo in this thing. God damn, I didn't put infinite ammo on this thing. Fuck me. I didn't put infinite ammo on this fucking thing. God damn it. Okay, hold on. It wasn't. Yeah, there we go. I forgot to put infinite ammo on this fucking thing. God damn it. Alright. Now I just have to wait for them to show up again. Come on. God damn, why is the PS so fucking slow? Alright, what is this? Beast Games is finished. One of the players made a video about some things. Alright, interesting. Right. Yeah, for these ones, I'm okay with you sending like longer videos throughout them. Just because we can see them while we do this.
Anarchy is about to begin.
All right. So let's see.
A new leader has emerged.
10 facts about the beast. I don't know why the fucking title is in Portuguese. I fucking hate when YouTube does that. It just automatically puts it on the language, on my language, even though I didn't fucking ask for it. Right, 10 facts about, yeah, there we go. You can see 10 facts about Beast games that Mr. Beast doesn't want you to know about. Just randomly put the fucking title on your language, which I did not want to fucking happen in the first place.
Excited that they made it. 1,000 contestants were so excited that they made it to the show, they stormed the $5 million pyramid cash pile. Security couldn't stop everyone. This summer, I was player 892 on the Amazon Prime TV show Beast Games, and here's 10 wild things that happened on set that Mr. Beast himself didn't want you to see. Starting in at number 10, a guy actually proposed to his girlfriend in episode 1. So basically what happens is, before we even start the competition, Jimmy brings out $1 million.
Recent updates?
Dumps it out on a stage.
I don't know, this video is already like a month old though.
You can split the $1 million evenly. Now, a lot of people ended up taking that bribe. They got the $1 million. And when Jimmy walks over to start interviewing all the contestants that self-eliminated to ask why they did it, one guy in particular asked for the microphone, ends up walking over to a particular pillar, gets down on one knee, and ends up popping the question to his girlfriend, who happened to be in the competition as well. They become engaged, and we all cheer like absolute crazy. I really thought that was going to make the final cut, but for whatever reason, Mr. Beast decided he didn't want it in the TV show. Coming in at number 9, Daphne screaming out, "Remember your dream." Now, we...
Right. My guess with that one is probably just because it was like out of nowhere. They probably didn't have good footage of it. Yeah, that's probably what happened. I mean, knowing Mr. Beast, he probably had fucking cameras everywhere. But my guess is the reason why they didn't include it was maybe just because they didn't have good footage of it. Maybe. That's my guess.
all know on set what happened. You guys didn't see it. In episode 4, Daphne's villain arc starts to come out when we're doing
Villain
a
arc? What is this?
blindfolded
What is this,
time
fucking
game
Squid Games?
where we have to drop a red ball before 10 minutes is up, and the closest people to 10 minutes get a ticket to go to Beast Island. Now, Daphne couldn't keep track of the time in her head, so instead she decided she wanted to sabotage other players. She starts screaming out 52, 46, 14, 8, 9, just different numbers to try to screw people's count up, and it worked. A lot of people got really upset. Now, you guys saw that part, but what you didn't see is in the next game when we had to give 100 coins to Jeremy before he made his final pick. Daphne's actually in the corner talking to Tariq, and she ends up screaming, "Don't forget your dream! Don't forget your dream!" Which was like the funniest thing. We thought it was going to be a meme. They ended up editing it out of the show. And for context, what happened is Jeremy actually talks to Daphne at the Beast Cafe during the daytime before we were even filming. Says, "Hey Daphne, I had a dream that you made it to the Beast Island," because that we all knew that's what we were working towards.
Okay.
So for whatever reason, a big disconnect.
No, the Beast Island. That was his dream. Just being the Beast Island.
And then that night, she started screaming, "Don't forget your dream," insinuating what he referenced earlier at the Beast Cafe. And I think that's what actually made him change his mind on who he was going to give the golden ticket to, which is why all of us were so shook and like, what? Why did he give her that ticket? That's insane. But "Don't Forget Your Dream" was actually just cut out of the episode completely, so you guys never even got to see it. Coming in at number 8, old man strips down naked and slides down a pile of 5 million real dollars.
Okay, that one's understandable. You don't want to see some old man testicles showing up on camera.
We see that everybody in vertical rows are on teams. Jimmy does this game where somebody in your row has to self-eliminate.
This one does. Yeah, this one doesn't seem like controversial shit. It just feels like stuff that got cut out of the episodes or whatever.
Who is in the game? He decides to do something very selfless. He presses the button. He eliminates himself, and he saves every single person in that row. That's what you guys saw. But what you didn't see is when it was all said and done, this man really took off his jersey, took off his pants, took off everything except for his tidy whities, went woo, and was swinging his jersey above his head, running around the entire set, ran up, got on top of the $5 million money pyramid. Yeah! This was like a 10-15 minute ordeal. This man was living it up.
Yeah, damn, he was making a scene out of it, hoping that he'd show up on TV.
It's 5 million real dollars. Like they
We're not realizing that it's, you know, it's fucking nudity.
You know, liabilities, whatever. They don't want things stolen. But this man ends up sliding down the front side of the pyramid in his tidy whities before he's finally brought all the way back, escorted back to his pillar to get dropped down the chute. It was really funny. And actually, when he was getting dropped, he never even put his clothes back on. He was woo, and then
I mean, honestly, after all that, would you still fucking touch the money? You don't know where that old man's been. Would you still touch that fucking money, even though the old man was practically fucking swimming on like fucking Scrooge McDuck?
had the camera on him.
Probably
they
not.
Ended up editing it out, probably just because like it was indecent exposure or something. I'm not really sure, but obviously I could kind of see why they edit that out. But that was hilarious. Coming in at number 7,
They could have at least
contestants were
censored
never
it.
allowed to know what time it was on the show. This started back in Vegas and went all the way through the time I was
mate.
there. I have no idea why they never explained why. Obviously, you guys know we didn't have our cell phones. We had no access to TV, music, any form of internet.
Right, so they were also indoors, so they couldn't easily see if it was already daytime or nighttime.
What time it is. You went up and asked any producer, cameraman, guard, or Mr. Beast team, anybody, and you said, hey, do you know what time it is by chance? They'd be like, oh, sorry, I'm not sure. But they're clearly wearing a watch. They're clearly on their phone. Like, you know what time it is. They would never actually say, I'm not allowed to tell you what time it is, but they would never tell you what time it was. Coming in at number 5, they never tell the full set of rules on the TV show. Now, I did touch on this in my episode 1.
Maybe that last one's probably just for like making the thing more
Somewhere on the screen.
fun, where you don't know what might happen and shit.
Come to mind immediately. I got a lot of questions in the episode 3 when we were in those red cubes. A lot of people were like, Andrew, why didn't you guys just ask for money? Like, you could self-eliminate, take a bunch of cash with you, duh. Well, here's the thing. We did think of that. We picked up the red phone that said, ask me for anything. we were like, hey, could we ask for a reasonable amount of money? Because maybe somebody in this cube might be willing to self-sacrifice if they can guarantee themselves some cash. This was the rule. Anything you can get anything you ask for. I mean, people asked for a horse, people had a hot tub, tattoo artist, literally whatever you want. But the
Why a
rule
horse
is
of all things?
whatever they give you in that cube.
Even a hot tub, I don't really find that interesting. Maybe just because I actually have a hot tub on my house. We just rarely fucking use it.
$1 million, they will literally bring you $1 million, but you can't take it out of the cube.
Because you have to fucking fill it out. Yeah, most of us in this house would rather just take a quick shower than just go into a fucking bathtub.
Not taking it anyway, so. And then the other one was the tower game in Challenge 1, where you actually had the colorful blocks, you built a tower. The thing about that was they didn't explain the full rules. I said this in my other video, but just to kind of give a quick recap, one of the things they never brought up, when you see all those colorful boxes on the side of our towers, there's a red one. The red one actually contained a red dodgeball. The rule was, once the towers are completely built, Jimmy's gonna give the signal, everyone's gonna grab a red dodgeball out and throw it at someone else's tower. Now, this would have been a serious problem and a serious consideration. They never even explained that part about on TV because we didn't get to it. But it's like, the reason that a lot of people were building strategically on a corner or like in the middle or however they were doing it was based on the knowledge of who do I know around me and who might try to sabotage me and actually throw a red dodgeball at my tower to get me out of this game. So that's why, like, in these competitions, you guys at home might be thinking, well, why'd they do that? That's so dumb. I would have just done this instead. Well, here's the thing. There is another 50% of the rules you guys at home didn't even listen to. So we are having to pre-plan for something that may or may not come up in another subsection of rules that they're not telling you. And that's why a lot of this stuff appears kind of weird or stupid that we were doing on TV. And that's only because, like I said, we knew all the rules and you guys did. Coming in at number 4, conspiracy theories and rumors. Now, if you guys thought,
bro, motherfucker didn't even spell conspiracy right.
These games was crazy.
Conspiracy.
When we were on set, before we even played the first game in episode 0, in the hotels, there was wild rumors. Everybody swore, we know what's gonna happen in the first game. Everybody has to do this. It's gonna be a game of hide and seek, or it's gonna be capture the flag, or we're gonna have to tackle each other and, you know, fight for a banana or whatever, you know, just like making up random stuff. And people are like, I know for a fact my friend works on the Beast Games team and he actually told me. Like, people were just making up the most wild things ever just to like throw people off the game. There's not a lot of context or backstory, and they didn't show a lot of what was being said while we were on.
Yeah, no, this just feels like
and in between the games.
First experience from like a dude that was actually there, just listening to what was going on, instead of just you know, someone that was there speaking about controversies or whatever. It just feels like stuff that probably just got cut out.
Major play and a major theme that happened throughout the entirety of every single episode I was on. Coming in at number 3, we had a giant nightclub.
That's what I got from the title, though.
City. Now, I told you guys already, we weren't allowed to have our phones. There was no TVs. Obviously, that means no shows, no movies. We didn't even have a radio. And one thing a lot of us were saying, because they had like a questionnaire box, was we would love a little bit of music. I think music would have really livened it up a little bit. A lot of us were stressed out, and if you look at a lot of the contestant images and videos, a lot of us weren't even smiling. We were just really stressed, fighting for our lives in there, and the Beast team knew we needed a break.
And probably because they also been there for more than 24 hours.
Giant DJ speaker, and they just started playing like Usher and like T-Pain and all these like club anthems, and everybody just let loose, blew off some steam. There was people break dancing and just getting down all over the place. It was actually a really cool night in B City. That is a memory I'll never forget, and they filmed the whole thing. I'm really shocked that they didn't put that in the show. Coming in at number 2, Jimmy, Carl, Chandler, Nolan, Tariq, and the Beast team. They would actually come in when they were off the clock after hours. They may have been working for like 14 to 16 hours straight, but that didn't stop them from trying to get to know the contestants, which I thought was super cool. Like Carl and I, we used to talk about video games a lot, and baseball. I think he said he was from the Bronx and he's a Yankees fan. I happen to be a Mets fan, and we used to argue about that, and I had a lot of fun doing that. But regardless, Jimmy would like
typical football stuff,
and he'd show me cool clips of me from the show that didn't actually end up making it in the show, but like it was just a cool experience. And like he actually found out that I had a tech YouTube channel, So he brought the camera operator over, and they were like showing me all the tech and the gear, and it was really awesome. Like they would eat dinner with us. We would play like camp games, like Never Have I Ever, or just like funny stuff like that.
Feastables
So
Cafe.
it was a really awesome
Sure.
experience. Nonetheless, none of that is going to be in the TV show, but I definitely appreciated their efforts and the fact that they were just willing to do that. Now, coming in at number 1, the $5 million pyramid that you see on the set of every episode is actually real cash. Now, this is a question I have got asked more than everything. Was it real money? Yes, it was real money. The explanation is this. It was $5 million in $1 bills. They had a whole security team.
All $1 bills.
The time,
And somehow none of those bills fucking flew off or whatever.
on top, those were fake, but there was actually 5 million $1 bills in the pile of every single episode. We went up and actually verified the cash for ourselves. The guards let us see it, and it was actually really cool. And actually a bonus one that I didn't tell you or didn't include in the list, in episode 0, when it was all said and done, 1,000 contestants were so excited that they made it to the show, they stormed the $5 million pyramid cash pile. Security couldn't stop everyone and started throwing all the money in the air. Even Jimmy started throwing it in the air and everything. It was a really fun time. It got out of control, to be real. Like, it really shouldn't have happened, but it did, and it was fun while it lasted.
There we go.
Someone actually
All done.
picked up a brick of
I just need one more kill with that thing.
and just pelted me right in the face with it. I don't know who that was, but you know what? I'm gonna find you, man. I'm gonna find you. Anyway, guys, that ends this video.
Now I just
If you
need
guys like it,
tank.
subscribe, give
Tank
it a
goes with
thumbs
this
up, and until I see you
backpack.
on next week's video, go check out one of these, because for some reason YouTube thinks you're gonna like them.
I wonder why. Alright. I should probably put myself in the fucking middle.
Happened, you know, it was just
There we
you
go.
know, a stupid false alarm. So that did occur, but now, considering the ceremony has officially happened,
There should be 10
it is
kills.
now time that we go and take a look
Yeah, there we go.
at
No,
the
100 XP would
winners,
every
or
back.
should I
There we go.
say
Jack of all
the
trades.
big winner, which, no surprise, turns out to be the Wild Robot.
That's 10 kills with
in which
every
it managed
weapon.
to win
Okay.
9 out of the 10 nominations that it got. And the reason why it didn't win the 10th one was because, well, in that one, it was also like it ended up losing to another nomination that it was in which the Wild Robot. So yes, that managed to win just about everything. So not only did it win for Best Animated Feature, but on top of that, it also won for Best Animated Effects, Best Character Animation, Best Character Design, Best Directing, Best Editing, Best Music, Best Production Design, and finally, Best Voice Acting for Lupita Nyong'o as Roz. Now, there are a couple of
Don't know
other
what that
winners
is.
at this
Well,
year's
mostly just
Emmys
because I
as
didn't
well,
watch the movie.
in which Flo managed to win 2, in which it won for Best Writing, along with Best Independent Animated Feature. And also,
Nice, so I already got another 2.
we got one
I already
more
got 2 more
extra winner
challenges
in
done
terms
with
of
this and a
movies,
trophy.
which is
Now I just have to get the kills.
Despicable Me 4, in which that won for Best Storyboarding. And a buddy of
Storyboarding?
mine actually informed
Okay.
me, now you can correct me if I'm wrong, but this actually makes it the first time ever that an Illumination movie actually won at the Annie Awards. Meanwhile, on the television side of things, the big winner in terms of the amount of Annies that it walked off with was actually Arcane, in which Arcane actually got 7
Like season
Annies
2?
this year, including Outstanding Achievement in Animated Effects, along with Best Character Animation, Best Directing, Best Editing, Best Music, Best Production Design, and Best Storyboarding. Other winners this year include Dream Productions, the Inside Out Disney Plus series, in which it won for Best Voice Acting for Paula Pell's performance as, well, Paula, as well as Best Limited Series as well.
Women
We also got Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur,
Okay.
in which it won for best television production for
That
children.
Moon Girl and Dinosaur,
along
that's
with,
that's a
best
Marvel
character
thing.
design.
I think so.
We also got Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes that won for best character animation in a live action production, and Neva for best character animation in a video game, as well as other winners including Wander to Wonder winning for best short, Fuzzy Feeling winning best sponsored, The Tiny Chef Show winning best television production for preschoolers, Bob's Burgers winning for best mature audience television production,
Okay, cool.
Adios for best student film, and also Orion and the Dark winning for best special production, and
Imagine
best
they were serving
writing
lunch with the
for
cafe.
a
Actually, I can
television
definitely see that.
production. So,
Yeah, lunch and a
considering that
bunch of
you have
Lunchables with the
seen,
shitty ass primer.
You have seen the Annies. How
Oh,
do you
God.
feel about the winners, especially
Yeah, that's
the
all.
Wild
Most of the
Robot
contestants
getting a
got fucking
massive
food
sweep?
poisoning from drinking that shit.
Well, the Annies are very prone to do sweeps.
Funny enough,
That's
though,
the thing
my
that does
supermarket,
me
my
about
local
FIFA,
supermarket
that
actually has
they-
fucking primer.
Usually, when a movie,
It's just nobody fucking buys it.
Like once they start, they just never stop. And the thing that frustrates me about these clean sweeps is because I feel like individual categories, I do feel like there are some movies that deserve it over others, even if I liked certain movies better. And when it comes to Wild Robot completely sweeping it, I am totally fine with it winning most of the awards, because in terms of my favorite animated movie of last year, Wild Robot was my absolute favorite. That movie is a masterpiece. I think it is one of the best films DreamWorks has made. I think it's
Recently at
probably
least.
the best movie Chris Sanders has ever directed. It's
Right, that's the the guy
really
that
gorgeous
worked on
film.
Lilo and Stitch,
It's
I think.
exceptionally
Yeah,
mature. It's beautiful to look at. I adore it.
and he's gonna be coming back to the live
Most of
action
the awards
remake
it
coming up
won,
real soon, I think.
completely agree with. I
don't
some of the big
think
ones I
he's
know that it won that I'm happy
directing. I
with.
think he's just gonna be doing the voice of
Production
Stitch.
design,
Yeah, I'm pretty
absolutely.
sure.
Raymond Zyback and Ricky Skacklog did a really beautiful job designing that movie. Zyback also designed the first 3 Kung Fu Panda movies, so obviously he has a lot of talent behind him. Music for Chris Bowers was a given. Bowers was also nominated for the Oscar. Director for Chris Sanders, absolutely. That is a beautifully directed movie. Sanders took everything that he learned from Lilo and Stitch, How to Train Your Dragon, and The Cruise, and just put everything to the test here. And he really was revisiting themes that he was exploring in his previous movies. He actually, when he was making Lilo and Stitch, he actually wanted Stitch to crash land in a remote forest and learn humanity through animals. And Disney Animation then President Thomas Schumacher encouraged him to make it with people instead. And Chris didn't actually realize that and remember that he did that for Wild Robot until after the movie was finished and Dean DeBlois pointed it out to them. He's like, "You do realize that's really similar to what you were doing with Lilo and Stitch?" And he was like, "Oh my, you're actually right. I completely forgot." And
Interesting, yeah.
Chris Sanders.
Always fun listening to.
He gave a very
Yeah, it's always fun listening to those life stories of what people came up with.
category, which rifle wins. I do agree. Character animation, yeah, I also agree, and effects. I think the only ones, and also voice acting too for Lupita Nyong'o, because yeah, also exceptional performance. I think there's some I probably would have given to others. I probably would have given writing, which went to Flow, to Inside Out 2, and character design that Wild Robot won, I would have given to Inside Out 2 personally. And the reason why I say that is just because Inside Out 2's designs, I'm thinking of like the emotions, like anxiety and envy and embarrassment. They have like these elaborate, expressive character designs, and they're so like beautifully rendered in the movie. And I think that should have gotten a little bit of a shout out. And even though I love Flow, and I thought that was an exceptionally written movie, I do feel like that scene in the third act, like it peaks after one scene and then it just keeps going and just doesn't know where to wrap up. Inside Out 2 was just such a brilliantly written film, and it just hit me hard. Both that and Wild Robot were like the most emotionally impactful animated movies I saw last year. They hit me so hard. I mentioned this in my Wild Robot review. That movie made me feel like I was a little kid again, and I really adored it. And Yeah, but yeah, I'm really happy with it winning Best Animated Feature. And also, I'm fine with Flow winning Independent as well, because that was great. My personal pick would have been Look Back. I adored that movie. That is a very impactful movie about two girls who are manga artists, and basically it's about, you know, what it means to be an artist. That is a fantastic
Okay, interesting.
But as far as the animated feature category nominations go, I liked both of the movies. I saw all the movies in both animated feature and the independent category, and I liked all of them personally. I didn't think there was any bad films picked. I mean, there were films I probably would have swapped out with other picks, like I liked Kung Fu Panda 4, but I probably would have put Transformers.
Yeah, probably wouldn't.
Instead. And I would have probably
wouldn't
Chicken for
put
Linda
Kung Fu
out
Panda 4 in there.
with Sirocco and the Kingdom of Winds. But
especially compared to the other Kung Fu Panda movies,
Wild
like
Robot
2
winning was
or
well
1
deserved,
even.
and I'm also happy with Flow winning. Yeah, and as far as the TV stuff goes, obviously Arcane. I have not seen Arcane, so I can't comment on it, but I knew it was probably going to sweep because it was massive at the last time it was there. And but I was happy to see Dream Productions get a little something. I was happy Pixar did not go away empty-handed, because I think, like I said, I think that when it comes to ASIFA, one of the things they should fix on is just not allowing clean sweeps to happen, because sometimes I feel like the people who vote pick it just because it's their favorite movie of the year and not for the category itself, because that's the thing I consider when I consider these categories. You know, I want to vote. When I'm looking at character design, I'm picking it based on what I think had the best looking character designs, not which movie was my favorite of the bunch that had good character designs. You know, and there's that, and then
Yeah, because there's always gonna
also
be
things
movies
on
that
the
excel in other stuff. Excel one thing compared to other stuff, other movies.
Ryan in the Car got away with something, because I genuinely loved that movie. I loved it a lot. I think it's another fantastic movie from DreamWorks, and I thought it was excellently written by Charlie Kaufman, who won the writing award too. I don't have much to say about some of the other categories, like short subject and the preschool stuff. Because I haven't seen it, but I'm very happy for the winners. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes winning was pretty fun. The person that accepted the award, I think he was shocked, because I think he was expecting Better Man to win the
Better Man
movie. A lot of movies with monkeys getting nominated that year. It was the year of the monkey at the visual effects category at the SIFA. But yeah. Also, I did not realize that when it came to the storyboarding category, that was the first time Illumination had won an award, and in this case it was Big Movie 4. The storyboarding category in general was not a great selection of movies. I'm shocked still that Wild Robot and Inside Out 2 didn't get into this category, because when I think of best storyboarding, I usually look at what was the best boarded scene of last year. And
storyboards is probably revolve more like a story as well.
And Saving Bikini Bottom, which are not good movies at all. Saving Bikini Bottom, we already went about, was a disaster. I also really, really hated Spellbound. I thought that was a train wreck of a movie. Like,
oh god,
horrible Disney knockoff, and another prime example on why the hiring of John Lasseter at Skydance Animation is a catastrophic decision, and it's still not working. But yeah, Despicable Me 4 was not what I would have gone with personally. It's not a great pick in my eyes, but I'm happy it won.
That was something.
Illumination got away with something.
Yeah, at least it got
nice to see
something.
that they finally were awarded an award, at least from ASIFA once. Because I'm actually surprised they didn't win anything, because I thought they would have won for like the first two Despicable Me's, or even Sing. Because I really love those movies. I also really loved Migration last year, but that only got one nomination for.
Oh yeah, the fucking duck movie, right? The one that people forget even was made by Illumination.
And yeah, but yeah, overall, I think these wins were to be expected for SIFA. It was another clean sweep year. Yeah, I'm happy with some of these wins. Do I think SIFA needs to focus on making it a little bit better? They're making their voting a little bit better, so another clean sweep doesn't happen again. Yeah, because I do think it should be a fair lineup. Like, this is not the first year in a row. This is the second year in a row where it was a clean sweep. Across the Spider-Verse won all the awards last year. I don't know if it should have won all, and I don't think it should have won every award it won last year, including especially feature, knowing the behind-the-scenes shenanigans. And this is coming from someone that adores Across the Spider-Verse.
Right. I should probably have like 22,000 by now. Yeah.
But yeah, as far as Wild Robot winning,
Okay,
the
so I'm only
category,
missing.
I'm really happy with that.
8 challenges.
Yeah, that was a phenomenal
No,
movie,
1, 2,
brilliantly
3,
directed.
no,
by
6.
Chris
I'm missing
Sanders,
6 of
excellent
them.
crafted by DreamWorks, and just a brilliant setup.
Exact Revenge
What
for
seems to be
Suspension
another
is
promising
fine.
franchise. I'm very excited
Okay,
to see
nothing
what
else.
they're gonna do with the sequel, which is probably going to be called Wild Robot Escapes, because that's the name of the second book.
I know. I don't
yeah,
need any more backpack
Oh,
shit,
overall,
so
to
I
be
can just
expected,
put
but
this
I'm mostly satisfied.
normal. Yeah.
That's what I can say. I'm satisfied.
Honestly,
Yeah.
may I just say, oh my god, thank you so much, because a lot of what you said, especially like your criticisms with the Annies, it's something that I've been trying to say for years, and honestly, it feels like something that people aren't really listening or understanding what I'm trying to say or point out. Because this is what I feel like is a big issue with the Annie Awards, is the continuous sweeps that they've been doing.
Yeah, there's no
again and
variety
again and
with
again.
the
And even though it's
with
only been
the
like a few years in a
with
row
the
that they've
movies and
done
shit.
it,
There's always just
even if
one
you don't
movie
count
going
the
after
year where the
getting
big
all
winner was
everything.
Guillermo
But
del Toro's
it's not just the
Pinocchio,
Emmys. I think
they were
also
still
like
doing
the
more
Video
of
Game
those
Awards also
major
do that
sweeps,
shit.
like
Yeah.
year after year, and it's like it's getting to the point where it feels a little bit ridiculous. Now,
It's getting frustrating. Yeah,
Like,
this is
remember
the
one
third
time
this
Red
decade
Dead
they've done it.
Redemption
They
2
did it
got
with
a
Cross,
shit ton of
they did
awards.
it with Wild Robot. Yeah.
Yeah, and by the way, I am not saying that
Dude,
the Wild Robot
I mean,
didn't deserve.
he
like, the
definitely
big
deserved all
win.
those
It
awards,
did-
but
like,
still.
I'm not saying it didn't deserve to be the big winner. Like, honestly, I am cool with a lot of the wins that it has received. Like, if it wants to go for Best Animated Feature, you know what? That's fine. I could see how it deserves it very well. And then there's also, like, honestly, I'm cool with it getting, like, Best Production Design, Best Directing, and Best Music. Like, those are understandable, and I think, like, the movie speaks for itself on why they deserve to win. But getting the grand majority, like, literally 3/4 of all the movie categories, that is honestly ridiculous. There's a fine line between having a big winner and being so biased to the point that it feels suspicious. To the point that it feels like maybe they're repeating some of the controversies from like years ago. You know, it's like something like that. And not to mention the fact that, like, if you take Flow out of the equation, all the winners in the movie categories are literally Universal movies. Like with the Wild Robot plus Despicable Me, it's like there's something in there where you feel like something's just not right there. And,
Yeah, it's like it's really frustrating because
Nice catch,
again, like you
I
said,
guess.
I'm glad. Nothing against the movies. This is not the movie's fault. I adored Wild Robot. Again, favorite animated movie of last year. It's one of the best of the decade so far. But yeah, like the problem is the sweeps, because I think it's unfair. I just think it's unfair to the competition because, you know, I feel like other films deserve just as much recognition and awards as, you know, the big winner. And I mean, 2024 was not a good year for major animated movies. It was very, very bad. There was a lot of disappointments last year.
There was a lot of
that
shit, I
overwhelmed
guess.
me. It was a year of slim pickings, honestly, but even the slim pickings deserved a bit more recognition. Again, Inside Out 2 deserved something. That was a fantastic movie. I don't know if I would have won Best Feature over Wild Robot. Again, I'm fine with Wild Robot winning, but I just think that when it comes to certain categories, you know, you got to look at the movies individually and their specific categories, and not because we're picking it because it was my favorite, you know? Like, that's not why you should pick in a certain category unless it was the feature. If it's the feature category, then that's fair. But if you're voting for acting, vote for who you think was the best actor. If you're voting for production design, what was the best designed-looking animated movie of last year, you know? Like, that's the thing that I think ASIFA really needs to consider, is that they need to limit the sweeps. I'm hoping for the 2026 ceremony next year that when they do more when they hand out the winners, they don't make it another sweep, because
Yeah, we'll
the
see.
sweeps are getting pretty exhausting. Again, it's not.
It depends on what
filmmakers'
movies are
fault,
gonna
but
come out
it's
next year.
filmmakers. It's because, you know, they're not the ones voting for the awards. It's just that Asifa's membership and the way that it just feels very favoritistic at times. It's tiring. It's really tiring.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like when I see this happen at the Annie Awards, it feels less like a legitimate award ceremony specifically for animation, and it feels more like it's trying to cater exclusively to animation Twitter. You know, like it's desperately trying to make sure that animation Twitter feels good about themselves and feel good about their opinions, to embolden their entitlement of what they think animation should be and all that kind of stuff. It feels like they're trying, you know, it really feels like they're trying to lean in heavily more towards their biases instead of actually focusing on like who would be like the best of the best in the individual categories in animation. Like, yeah, The Wild Robot is a beautiful film, but are there certain aspects, but like, I don't think it's the kind that it did better in every way compared to the other great movies that we got, like with Wallace and Gromit: Vengeance Most Foul, or Inside Out 2, or even some of the other movies as well. Like,
yeah, Memoir of a Snail deserved a lot of nominations too. It only got twice. That was a fantastic movie. Loved it. And it got huge cheers at the ceremony. Like, people were very happy it got a nomination, you know?
Yeah,
So-
and speaking of nominations, this is not even counting like some of the snubs that were there as well. Like, this is not even counting the snubs like with The Day the Earth Blew Up, like receiving no nominations, or even some that only got one minor one, like Transformers 1 or Piece by Piece, and yet none of them were for like the animation categories. So in that regard, honestly, I don't know what the setup is going on with like the nominations or the voting process, but there's something
they're probably only going for like the bigger ones.
Really needs to change, because honestly, this is why I kind of feel very discouraged from like watching the Annie Awards or like, you know, discussing about the Annie Awards in general, because the way that they're running it with all the sweeps and stuff like that, it just like it's hard to really take them seriously. It's hard to really feel like they really do respect the medium, that they respect animation, when they have the same attitude as like the kind of animation fanboys that are like terminally online. You know, I completely agree with you. There needs to be some kind of system going on where they have to go and make a significant update so that they can prevent the sweeps. Have more, like, you can have like a big winner. I would be cool if the Wild Robot ended up winning like 5 or even 6 nominations. That is fine. But if you're going to go out of your way and like literally give them everything like you've done with the previous years, honestly, to me, that just means absolutely nothing. That winning a Razzie, you know, like a Razzie Award at that point feels like it kind of has like the same amount of merits as a Razzie Award. Not necessarily because of like the best or the worst or whatever. It's just the way that they're handling things. It doesn't feel legitimate. It doesn't feel like they're truly honoring what is considered like the best aspects in each of these.
Because they're not pouring as much effort into it.
So just trying to
I don't think nowadays people really give a shit about the fucking awards. They mostly just give a shit about what people say on YouTube, and that's about it.
Just for the sake of trying to please the Wild Robot fanboys who got really upset that it lost to Flow at the Golden Globes.
Yeah, and you know, when it comes to Flow winning at the Golden Globes, I mean, I'm fine with that. I mean, like, to quote Cars, awards are just stupid cups, you know? They're trophies, you know? You just put them on the shelf and you ignore them, and then that's that, you know? And like in movies that win, you know, awards, sometimes they last through the test of time, and sometimes they don't. Like, you look at a lot of the Best Picture winners, some of them have held up, some of them have not. I mean, I think that, you know, when it comes to the Annies, again, having, you know, the sweeps, it's frustrating because, again, I don't know if it's like pleasing certain crowds as much as just a broken
system,
metric system, and just the fact that people there are voting just for what they think is their favorite rather than specific categories. Like, you know,
or just
like
old farts that are just going for what's mainstream or whatever.
Because Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio didn't clean up house. Like, Last Wish won something, Bad Guys won something, Marcel the Shell with Shoes On won something. That was a really, really fun ceremony to watch, and it was really nice to see, you know, variety, just honoring all the animated films. Whereas here, it's like, once they start on the sweep, it's just you're like, is it gonna be like before they open up the Wild Robot envelope? It's like me and my friends were like going, is it Wild Robot? And then they said the Wild Robot. I'm like, yeah, there it is, you know, just another win. And it is a little frustrating. Again, I'm fine with Wild Robot winning most of the awards this year, because again, I love that movie as much as it did. Should it have won everything? No, I think certain movies deserve some things. Like, I think Vengeance Most Foul could have gotten something. Inside Out 2 deserved something. Yeah, I loved Vengeance Most Foul a lot. That was great. And also seeing Nick and Merlin bring up Wallace and Gromit to the ceremony. They actually brought the puppets. The Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes team was really funny when they won the award, because they were handed the award by Nick and Merlin, and they were taking selfies with them and Wallace and Gromit. That was so cute. Oh my gosh.
I would have done the same, honestly.
I would have too. Yeah, I would have.
Hell yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so overall with the Annies, clearly they still have a lot of problems. I'll even say that with the 2022 Annies, like when Guillermo del Toro Pinocchio won, honestly, like that gave me hope. And I was hoping, it was like, oh my god, they might have fixed the problem. Finally, the Annies will no longer have the sweep thing. And then the following year, they did that again with Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, and I'm like, well, never mind then. But yeah, it really goes to show that honestly, this is an issue that, you know, like we need the Annie Award. Like, I hope ASIFA does realize that this is an issue. That hopefully hopefully they will listen, and that they need to do something about it. Because honestly, as an animation fan, I just feel tired every year we see the Annie Awards go on, and then suddenly it's just one sweep after another. Because I've said this last year, but if this happened at any at any other award show, there would have been a serious scandal go on. Like, this would have been a huge problem. But with the Annie Awards, the fact that they're still going in, that they're still doing all these kinds of sweeps, I feel like this is something that needs to be addressed. I feel like this is something that, like, someone has to talk to ASIFA and talk about, hey, you need to do something about these sweeps because it's not making the Annies look good.
Yeah, like, hopefully next year we'll see what happens. I mean, we got a wide variety of movies coming out. We got Elio, Zootopia 2, Bad Guys 2, Wildwood, Cartoon Saloon's next movie, Julian, is probably going to come out this year, hopefully. So, anything's possible.
We'll see. We'll see.
Now, we're going to go on to one more break, but yeah, I know I said one more break before, but we're just going to have one to go and reset the ad alarm. But when we do come back, now I want to go and ask you all, what do you think about this year's Annie Awards? Do you agree with us in regards to the sweeps being a problem, or are you happy with some of the winners? Let me know what you think. Okay, so let's see what people have to say here. As someone who watched the ceremony Saturday, the ceremony was a mess. Sure, the presenters were fun and the special achievement wins were inspiring, but other than that, the fire alarm halfway created confusion, and the competitive wins felt like a slog, with the Wild Robot winning everything over Inside Out 2 and Wallace and Gromit. Not to mention that this is now the third year in a row where Disney and Pixar animated films won 0 Annies. As someone who adores the Wild Robot, ASIFA needs to get themselves together. Well, okay, well, one thing that I will say, technically, Disney has been winning some Annies. They're just primarily in the TV and broadcast category.
Right,
like,
because that's probably what the only good stuff they're making is.
A fair amount. Like, they got, you know, they ended up with 4 in total for both Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur and Dream Productions. It's just with the movie categories, yeah, that one is a major problem right there. Let's see. Oh,
probably because Disney again hasn't really done any good shit last year.
Were earned everything in one, and I can't complain. Also, happy Despicable Me 4 won in storyboarding, if only for that one not going to the other questionable choices nominated there. Also, as someone whose most anticipated movie of this year is Elio, I was stoked to see Jonas Kibrib present it at the ceremonies.
Oh yeah, he was so cute. Like, he was talking with the girl who plays Moon Girl, and they had really funny banter because he was studying for a calculus test the night before.
I see.
Calculus.
That was
also
fun.
Hi Jeff. Nice to see you. Shout out Elio again.
Hello, Jeff. All right. Plenty of well-deserved Annie wins this year. As a New Zealander, I give big
Calculus. Isn't
congrats
that
to
just
my folks
regular
at
ass
Weta
math?
Effects for their 3
Am I missing
nominations
something?
and eventual big win with Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Well-deserved for the Kings of Mocap Primates. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, honestly, that's what there are some that I am really happy about the wins, like especially for Orion in the Dark and Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes as well. Like, I'm a big fan of those Planet of the Apes movies.
Same.
All right, let's see. Okay, positive first. You guys know me, I adore The Wild Robot, and I'm glad it won a lot of awards. But at the same time, yeah, the Annies are beating the bias allegations. Like, there was nothing that couldn't have gone to Inside Out 2 or Vengeance Most Foul. Hell, even if I did love Nyong'o's performance, the voice acting award practically belongs to Brian Tyree Henry. Also, did anyone have Fire Alarm on their Annie's bingo card? Because I sure didn't. Actually, I do want to comment on that because as a voice actor myself, personally, that is one category I don't really agree with in terms of the win. Like, yeah, Lupita Nyong'o's performance was great, but even in The Wild Robot, I personally preferred Kit Connor. But if I would give a win for the best voice acting, I personally go with either Maya Hawke as Anxiety or Brian Tyree Henry as D16. Like, both of them, they brought out some of the best performances I've heard in that year.
Absolutely. They owned those movies, especially Brian Tyree Henry as D16. He completely stole that movie. He was so good. I was genuinely shocked at how good his performance was in that movie. And yeah, Maya Hawke is just perfect casting as Anxiety. Just, her voice is very panicky and rushed. She's like, oh my gosh, you know, and it's like, you know, that's perfect casting.
Oh yeah, wonderful performances there. For the winners this
I still
year,
need to watch
do want
Inside Out 2.
congratulate
I have seen the
DreamWorks,
first one
Pixar,
though.
and the Flow team for
It was actually a
winning
really
top
good movie.
categories.
I just
But
haven't seen the
was lucky
second,
enough,
the sequel.
to do media press for the Annie Awards for the first time. I got to talk to the nominees at the red carpet, reunite with Fawn Vera Sunthorn, hopefully I said her name right, along with meeting Ryan Green, her husband, and after Jason Ritter and Kristen Shaw were presented, I got to meet them backstage, and we took a picture together. I do want to thank Asifa for the opportunity. Awesome. Hey, congrats on that chance, dude.
Yeah, Mini Gravity Falls reunion. Kristen Shaw was so funny that night. She's Mabel. She's like Mabel through and through.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I mean, whenever Kristen Shaw does appear and it's just mostly being herself, like, you know you're in for a great time.
Yeah, she's just so much fun.
Yeah, she was Mabel in Gravity Falls.
All right, honestly, some of these are
And also
really great
one
wins.
character from
Robot wasn't really the
Asperger's.
film to root for, although major congratulations to Chris Sanders and the crew for making the film. I'm still glad for some of the others, including Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, having 2 wins after binge watching it. Very well deserved. Despicable Me 4, great for them. Dream Productions, awesome job for Paula Pell. I hope more on Wallace and Gromit 2 or Inside Out 2. I'm still happy for all the choices. Congrats. All right, let's see. Do we have more or? I will say, huge congrats to the team of The Wild Robot for the multiple wins they got, including Best Animated Feature. I definitely agree that the Annies still got a bias problem with their stuff and need to get a reality check. The one that disappoints me the most is Hazbin Hotel not winning anything, which sucks since the series is great. I hope some of the
Right, that did end. The first season did end last year.
Oh, that's another can of worms right there. Not really ready to get into. All right, I think I'll read one more and then we can cap this off. Honestly, the Annies have become more useless in recent years by the
Here, there are
nominations and
even
wins with the
hell of a
bias they
boss, but
have.
that's more
I think that
YouTube.
needs to be fixed again. Voters need to think instead of looking into the title of the movie for what the category means. The Wild Robot did have a good weekend with not just the Annies, but also winning the Critics' Choice Awards and the Producers Guild Awards. Don't worry, Matt. Wallace and Gromit is guaranteed to win the BAFTA next weekend.
The BAFTA.
Yeah, they did mention that, considering, like, for me, like, in terms of, like, all the movies that have been nominated for Best Animated Feature, like, my personal favorite is Wallace and Gromit. Like, Vengeance Most Foul is just amazing. I just love it so much.
So good.
It is what it is.
I love Vengeance Most Foul. Honestly, it's top tier Aardman. Easily one of their best movies. Love it, love it, love it.
Oh, yeah. And with that said, that should do it for this episode of Animat's Crazy Cartoon Cast. It's been a major episode, but what a wild ride it's been. And, Antic, thank you so much for joining me on this. You know, honestly, you really did spice up this episode. It's been a fun time.
Oh, thank you so much. I am really honored to be on here. This was so much fun getting to talk about all these trailers and also talk about the Annies. I had a total blast. I'm glad I could keep things interesting and spiced up with my conversations. I love talking about movies. I love talking about animation. It's just, it's so much fun. Just so much fun.
Hell yeah.
All right, so by the way, if people haven't followed you yet on social media, where is it that they could go and find you?
I'm on YouTube. Follow me there. I review the new animated movies every time they come out. I am also available on Blue Sky. I'm more active on there than I am on the site known as Twitter, formerly known as Twitter. I am not calling it X.
No one calls it X.
I'm on Blue Sky. I'm on YouTube. I still am on X, Twitter. But, again, I'm not calling it X. Screw your X, muskrats. But, yeah.
Yes, understandably so. And as for some of my plugins, you could go and follow and subscribe to Animat's Crazy Cartoon Cast on the Animat Live Twitch channel or the Animat's Crazy Cartoon Cast YouTube channel. And if you are listening to whatever podcast service you're listening to, then don't forget to go and follow me there, rather it be on Spotify, on Amazon, on Apple, or anything else like that. And with that said and done, I would like to say thank you all so much for listening. Thank you all so much for watching. And until next time, see you later, dudes.
All right. What else do we have? Right. I should have. Let's see. Right. Trash taste. I hope the fucking ads on that one aren't gonna be as annoying as before, because goddamn, Trash Taste has so much fucking ads. They have so many fucking ads.
Malin gifted me these, I think mangoes.
Alright, let's see.
Malin gifted me these, I think mangoes that are only available in certain periods of the year. And you know what Malin's like. She's like,
it's grass-fed.
Actually,
grass-fed.
I have never had so much juice just burst into my mouth before.
Aww. You
roll.
Man,
you're the host, Joey.
Oh, no, I was waiting for the go. I was waiting for Kai to be like, yeah, we're good.
And so the boo boo boom boom.
Yeah, I did log off just now. All right. Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Trash Taste Podcast. I'm your host, Joey, for today, and also joined with me are my co-hosts, Connor Gunn. I was lagging a little bit.
What's that lag? So
you got some brain lag going on, Joey?
I did have a little bit of brain lag.
Well,
so
your brain, maybe.
who doesn't nowadays?
5 years in the past now, living.
well, you guys are.
5 years in the future, you mean?
No. We're gonna go to the past.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna
okay.
revisit the
What a
past.
great start to an episode.
Gotta get back.
Okay, so
To the
it's
past.
been
Samurai
about
Jack.
5 years for both Connor and Gant here since they moved to Japan, and it's almost been 5 years since we started the podcast. And obviously, having lived in Japan for that period of time, you've probably seen a lot of things change in terms of what you think about certain aspects of Japan. I'm sure you live anywhere for 5 years, your perspectives are going to change, right?
Of
So
course.
today, what I thought could be fun is we've filled up Trashbox Kern here with a bunch of prompts about certain Japanese things. And essentially, we're going to go through each one, talk about it, and kind of reminisce, I guess, like retrospectively look back on like, what was this like 5 years ago when you first moved to Japan versus how you feel about it now, and whether it's better or worse or it hasn't changed. We kind of just talked about it from there. Obviously, I'm hosting this one today because it's been more than 5 years for me since I moved.
Yeah, of course.
So hopefully I can give you guys a little bit more of a unique perspective on it. Do you think any aspect, before we jump into anything, how has it living in Japan 5 years been for you guys? Like, has it lived
pretty
up to
good.
the expectations or?
Well, I mean, I didn't leave.
Well, yeah, that's true.
So,
Yeah, I mean,
There's that.
it's
I mean, Trash Taste has kind of held you guys back here.
well,
Just fucking kind of held you hostage here.
What do you mean? You're contractually obligated to stay here to finish Trash Taste.
what is the Trash Taste endgame? I don't know, but either way, I've stayed in Japan because I've enjoyed staying in.
yeah, I'd be here with all. I fucking love being here.
Yeah, that's
So,
good. That's
I think.
You said that he's getting a fucking gun pointed at to his head.
Yeah, we're gonna go right into that then. So let's go through the first one. Transportation, trains, taxis, etc.
I mean, that was always goated. It's still goated, and
It's more goaded.
it's more goated than every time I go back to America.
Every time I go back home to Australia, I'm just like, man, how did I live like this? It's actually insane. Like, when people say
I dread taking a train anywhere else.
oh my god, yeah.
Yeah.
I just dread public transport anywhere else. I feel okay, buses can be a hit or a miss sometimes.
But trains, I've heard that
pretty good.
Japan's also
Pretty good,
it's already pretty
Comparative
high
to,
up
like,
there.
Other countries.
You're from Brighton, so I feel
Yeah.
like it's better there. Wales?
Like with the fucking bullet trains and shit.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, Brighton's pretty good. London's pretty good.
Yeah,
with
London's
that.
great. London, yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
You guys have definitely been taking a lot more taxis though. I've noticed.
I have been taking more taxis lately, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm lazy.
Tax deductible, isn't it?
Yeah, even though they're fucking expensive as shit.
What's kind of annoying about Seeker is that trying to get that shit to my accountant was fucking tough.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Because you had to get it, I know that I had to fucking mobile Suica app is a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially getting the proof and then on the taxi is super easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not that that's the main reason, but
Yeah.
the main reason is that I'm lazy. That also just helps justify my laziness.
Yes. That part of me has.
Yeah, I guess you have to spend this money on something else besides fucking cinnamon rolls.
Yeah, maybe I'm just fucking stingy, but if I can avoid taking the taxi, I will avoid taking a taxi.
I think, because where I live, oftentimes I'll click somewhere and it'll be like 35-minute train, 20-minute taxi. All right. Well, I'm gonna go shower for 50 minutes and enjoy a coffee, and then I'll get my taxi.
Like the big difference between me 5 years ago and me now is, there's no way to go around it. I'm in a lot better place here.
We're rich, Joey.
we
I'm
are-
rich.
Right.
I'm rich and I'm not.
Right, so you have enough money to spend on that shit.
Does that mean that I go out and buy a fucking Gucci bag every day?
yeah.
No.
Okay, no.
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 You
don't?
No.
I don't.
Yeah, because it's useless. Because why do you need that many fucking bags on you?
Is that my spending habits has changed.
Yeah.
Number one is, yes, taking taxis.
Yeah.
Yes. But with that, I can kind of justify it with this. This is me being pure cope justifying this, even though I know that I'm just fucking lazy. I'm but it's more convenient for the tax thing because, as Connor said,
Yeah, it's
we
we find ways to cope.
Yeah. And if I'm traveling somewhere for work, then the taxi just makes sense. It just makes sense.
I see the one thing I just cannot justify, no matter how many times I take the taxi, and no matter how long or short the ride may be. I'm just fuck. It's so expensive.
I think if I was going
taxis aren't going to be
far
fucking
out,
expensive.
I don't know, over a
No matter where you're
30-minute
from.
journey. I think normally it's it's train sitch.
Yeah.
Because normally at that point the taxis don't even save it.
Yeah,
that
they don't
much
save you time, and then you
Yeah.
also just spend a shit ton of money.
Yeah, it's and like, you know, especially I don't know how it is with you guys back home, but like if say for example if I take like an Uber back home in Australia, right? Like say if it's like a I don't know 20-25 minute ride on an Uber, the most I'll pay maybe is like, you know, $30, right?
Yeah.
But a 25-minute taxi ride here in
Pretty
Japan
expensive, yeah.
is like double that.
Yeah.
And also, you also playing like life roulette because sometimes you'll hop into a taxi and you're like, "Ooh, this person doesn't know where they're going,
Yeah.
even with the GPS."
The time when I often find that taxis get expensive and when I'm like, you should probably reconsider it, is that if you need to go on a highway at any point, you're probably getting into the point where it's getting pretty expensive.
Yeah.
So I would just look on Google Maps. Like, there are some journeys, like, for example, me getting to the office here, it's like a 10-minute taxi. I normally cycle it if I can.
Yeah.
Or a 30-minute train. Because the trains, I have to go back
you have
out
to, like,
and come back
triangulate?
in, and then I have to walk back. So it's kind of like, I'm like, you know what? we may be early. I'm just gonna fucking take a taxi. Fuck this.
No, okay,
I'll
that makes sense, right? If I was put in that same position, I would also.
But I also have the luxury of that choice, right? Like, I think, like, when I moved to Saitama, it was, you know, I would never.
take the train.
Yeah, I would take the train.
Yeah, for sure.
Because if we ever wanted to go to Tokyo, I remember
like
we
an hour
go,
taxi.
Yeah, we go for a night out, and then we all had to like communally agree to the night out.
Yeah.
Because if one of us wanted
Because we could not take a singular taxi.
No.
We'd have to like split it.
yeah, because it was like $120, so it was like, fuck me. Like, if one of us took that, it would be
Yeah,
$120.
and if we
That's
just
an
missed the
expensive night
last
out.
train, we'd be like, okay, guys, we're all splitting this bill, right?
Yeah.
Because I am paying.
Yeah,
this bill.
sure.
Yeah, that's the only time where I'm like, fuck this, I'm taking the taxi is when if I'm at a night out in Tokyo somewhere where I'm like quite far away from home, and I know it's going to be more than like $100 on a taxi.
Yeah.
But it's also like
$100.
2 in the morning. The first train doesn't arrive for another 2.5 hours. I'm just
Yeah,
like,
just
I'm
fuck it.
too
Just
drunk to
take
make
the-
sane choices. I'm just like, fuck it, I just want to be in bed. I will pay any amount of money to get to bed.
I mean, that's probably just because they can afford that shit. But personally, $100 for a taxi,
And that
Might as well just fucking
definitely appreciate
take my own
that
car
has
and shit.
changed about me. It is the privilege of having freedom of choice.
Yeah. I mean, how many times do you guys
Can't freedom to waste your money on whatever the fuck you feel like.
past last train?
Not much anymore.
Not much. No, a fair amount.
Oh, really?
I think my nights normally go to like 1 or like 12.
Well, that's because you go out with Pete a lot.
Yeah,
Pete, I've noticed when you go out with Pete, it's never a, like he always has more in the tank. You will hit a point where you're like, all right, here's a cool place to end the night. Pete's just like, I got like 5 more bars.
I think I'm slowly rubbing off on Pete because I'm like, Pete, it's 12:30. We got to stop planning and go home. Like, we got to call it because I want to work tomorrow.
Yeah.
we got to call it.
That's true.
But yeah, it depends. Honestly, the biggest factor I've noticed in my own personal life when the night will go long or not is when did we meet up? So if we meet up at like 5, I'm gonna be in bed by 11. If we meet up at like 7:30 for dinner, we'll probably be out till like 1. Because I feel like it's just so late when you started.
Right.
You didn't really like.
My sleep schedule is already so fucked as it is. I only go to bed at like 2:30.
It's like you could meet up at like, I don't know, 4 in the afternoon because
I mean, my work shift is only in the afternoon, so I can fucking get away with
sometimes
that.
I'll have those nights
But
where I'm
still,
like, shit, man, it's 3 a.m.
Yeah.
But then sometimes I'll meet up at like 8 p.m. and I'll be like, fuck, it's 11 already. I gotta go home, boys.
Yeah, time to fucking go.
Outside, one other thing, just to finalize the taxi conversation, is that I remember in London when I wanted to get a taxi after like 1 a.m. Sometimes it could be a little difficult to get a taxi. Rarely, but it was.
Yeah.
I really had to like fucking look for one. And even then, they might not stop for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, that's true. Whereas here, it's like everywhere.
In Japan, I walk 2 feet, put my hand up, and 4 taxis are already lining up.
That's true.
Which is pretty nice.
Yeah. And there's the taxi app as well, which is like, even if it doesn't appear, you can just call one.
Uber's great.
there's that, I guess.
Yeah, just transport here is just fucking.
Yeah, I don't know how much it compares to say New York though, because New York is always very fucking busy.
Multi-bullet trains are amazing. Bullet trains are always great.
Of course.
One of the things that's like I think really underrated is the amount of airports that Japan has and the amount of areas they service. It's not just like the main areas. Like Hokkaido, there's pretty much an airport every like 100 kilometers or so along like every point. So like if you want to go pretty
But that makes sense though, because Japan is like
once a day,
a bunch of islands stitched together, so they have to kind of get a, so they kind of have to have a lot of fucking airports everywhere.
On the mainland that you can't get to with bullet train.
Yeah.
As well, like it's either airport or drive. There's like no other choice.
Yeah, like if you want to go to like
Shimane or something.
yeah, Shimane or Tottori or Shikoku, like those places you can get to by train, but it's almost like when you go past, I'd say like Hiroshima, like that kind of distance, like 3-hour bullet
Hiroshima?
train. It's always quicker to get a
plane.
flight. Yeah.
I used to say like that. Hiroshima.
The
Hiroshima.
price isn't that much different because like,
Normally cheaper than bullet train.
yeah, because at that point, bullet train is you are basically taking a plane.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
basically buying a plane ticket. Out
And flying is so easy in Japan because they never had a 9/11, so super easy.
So that's the security is not as tight, I guess.
Domestic, you can really do some gold splits. You can,
you can, yeah.
genuinely. I don't recommend it. You can rock up. I'd say semi comfortably. 15 minutes for your flight.
I've done that before.
I've done it too.
And it was terrifying at first, but I was like, damn, I'm throwing like 5 minutes.
Because like when they say the flight takes off in Japan at like 10 on an international flight, they'll start boarding like 20, 30 minutes before.
Yeah.
Japan, they won't start boarding until like literally like 5 minutes or on the time.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
say they're leaving.
Yeah.
So
I've never done
every
that
single
before.
time.
Yeah. We don't recommend it.
I only feel confident doing that because I've flown so many times.
Yeah.
Right,
But
so
if
you
you're
don't
going
want
to a
to
rural part where
accidentally
there's
miss your
one flight a day,
fucking
wouldn't recommend
flight
it.
or whatever.
If you go to Sapporo, there's like 15 a day. Don't
Yeah.
fucking worry about it. You'll be fine.
True.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate public transport in Japan the more I fly out. Even going to Thailand.
Everything here is phenomenal.
Yeah.
So still just as goaded.
Still
as 5
just as
years
goated.
ago.
More goated.
Bro, going to Bangkok this Christmas, I was like, damn, they have upped the public transport so much since I lived there 6 years ago.
Yeah.
To go into the city now, it used to take me during rush hour like an hour and a half, and now it's like 40 minutes. That's and that is the improvement you're talking about. Meanwhile, here in Japan, it's just like fuck.
There's a train that comes every 2 minutes.
So the improvement I saw was going into Bangkok, taking an hour and a half to like halving that time.
Wait,
but
what-
it's still
what
40 minutes. Huh?
What halved it?
They've just built a lot more infrastructure in terms of public transport. in
More
Bangkok.
lanes.
No.
Thailand's economically been crushing it lately.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Bangkok's changed a lot since I last lived
We
there.
have Kohi?
We do have
my
Kohi.
Thailand's crushing it economically. Meanwhile, Japan is like, what do we do?
Conversing. Was it easier to make friends and communicate with people living in Japan before or after 5 years?
Maybe after, because you actually know the language.
Yeah.
I mean, there's definitely that naivete that maybe can score you a couple of bonus points where you're like, I just moved here. And people are like, oh, let me show you around. But definitely now, I think, because I feel I never ever get intimidated talking or like feel overwhelmed talking to like a Japanese person.
Well, like one thing I definitely have noticed now that I have, now that I am an adult living in Japan as opposed to when I was a kid living in Japan, is that when I was a kid living in Japan, I feel like people were more open or more comfortable talking to me if I spoke Japanese, right? Because I was still a child and, they didn't have to dance around to try and, communicate with a child, right? But I feel now that I'm an adult, I get more positive interactions with Japanese people if I pretend I can't speak a word of Japanese.
Yeah.
It's like this weird dichotomy where it's like if I start speaking in Japanese to an adult, there's that moment of like, what the fuck? Like that should not be coming out of your face right now. And then it takes a while for them to adjust to be like, oh wait, no, he may look not Japanese, but he is Japanese. Whereas if I'm just go up and being like, oh hey, sake, right boys? Then they're a lot more like, yeah, this foreigner knows what the fuck he's talking about.
Yeah,
Let's go."
sake.
And I feel like they're more comfortable, and I guess because it's giving them an opportunity to also speak English.
Yeah.
Right? So they, especially in like a drinking setting, they're a lot more comfortable immediately.
Yeah.
As opposed to me speaking in Japanese. Is that the case with you guys?
Funnily enough, yes.
Yeah, right.
But not for Japanese.
I don't know if that. I don't know if that's like a Japan only thing.
Thailand.
Yeah.
And
I mean, that might happen in other regions,
let's say I'm
especially like Asian
talking to a random
regions.
Thai person, I like start the conversation off in Thai. Like immediately they're like, "Yo, Hafu? Yo, you are Hafu? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were one of us, but you are Hafu." I'm like, "No, I'm not a Hafu. I just grew up abroad. Okay, I'm sorry, my accent's a bit weird."
Well, I think it's kind of like the vibe of when you get to talk to like the new kid or something.
Yeah.
Where it's like he doesn't know anything.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of fun that you both have this kind of no knowledge of each other.
Yeah.
And then when you speak the language or like fluently, I think there's that kind of like you know.
He already
everything.
knows.
You know everything.
Yeah, right.
There's no like fun
He knows.
to be had here. Because I've also noticed, and I was thinking about this the other day. When I'm hanging out with Pete and Pete talks to people in Japanese, he's so good at making people feel so comfortable and engaged. And one thing that I noticed that he does is that so he'll speak Japanese, but he'll also always talk to them super basic in English. And I think people really like it when they can understand what he's saying.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, dude, this is so fun. You know, because I don't know. And I realized that today as well, my taxi driver. So this happens a lot too, where I'll go in and I'll speak Japanese, I'll do everything in Japanese, and when I'm leaving, they'll turn around with a big grin on their face and be like, thank you. And I'll be like, thank you too. And then they'll look super happy and pumped, and I'm like...
You're like a Skyrim NPC.
Well, I can imagine it, the whole drive, they're thinking like, God, I can't wait to fucking... I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna try it.
So hard.
I've had that point where in taxi drivers, when I'm speaking to them with Japanese and they just like refuse to reply to me. The standoff. And I know it's because they're like, no, this is my opportunity. I'm taking this.
I'm about to use all my skill points right now.
My skill
Because
points.
like they get less English time than we get Japanese time,
for sure.
right?
Yeah,
so I'm okay with it.
Because I've had so many interactions where, you know, I'll get in a taxi and then, you know, we'll start conversing in Japanese, and then they reply in Japanese, and then they'll have this one line that is just like they're giddy to say, like, can you put on your seatbelts, please? And it's just like, okay.
I think that's what it is. It's like now, and I think like now that I finally like recognize that, where it's like, oh, I don't have to speak Japanese unless it's a situation where clearly it would be more beneficial for both parties if
Like
I
a more
speak
proper
Japanese. Like, you know, I'm not going to go to fucking City Hall and be
scene.
like, where do I sign the paper?
Or
Like,
situation.
I'm not going to do that, obviously.
Yeah.
But if it's in like a casual conversation, like I've noticed that like so many Japanese people are so eager to use English that I'm like, well, then I'll give them the satisfaction to use that English, because I don't know, they probably have way less of an instance to be able to use that as opposed to me using Japanese. This episode is sponsored by ZocDoc. Boys, when was the last time you needed to go to the doctor, but you just pushed it off?
Just every single time.
You probably made an excuse like, oh, I'm too busy, or I forgot where I put my insurance card. I think we've all been there. Because booking a doctor appointment can just feel so daunting. But
doesn't let me
thanks to
skip. I don't have
ZocDoc,
it.
there's no reason to delay. They make it so
I didn't
easy
click to the
find and
fucking.
book a doctor.
I clicked on something on OBS that doesn't let me fucking skip on the video right now. Damn it.
Network doctors and click to instantly book an appointment. We're talking about booking in-network appointments with more than 100,000 doctors across every specialty, from mental health to dental health, primary care to urgent care, and more. And you can filter for doctors who take your insurance, are located nearby, and are a good fit for any medical need you may have, and are highly rated by verified patients. You can also filter based on specific preferences, whether that's looking for a male doctor, speaks a specific language, has a availability that fits your work schedule, or has an opening in the next day or so. Once you find the right doctor, you can see their actual appointment openings, choose a time slot that works for you, and click to instantly book a visit. And appointments made through ZocDoc also happen fast, typically within just 24 to 72 hours of booking, and you can even score same-day appointments.
Luckily for us in Japan, Geeks Plus helps us sort out all our doctor's appointments. They make it easy, but if we were living in the US where things are much more of a headache to try and sort out, we wouldn't know what we were doing, we'd definitely use ZocDoc. Stop putting off your doctor appointments and go to ZocDoc.com/trash to find and instantly book a top-rated doctor today.
Do it.
That's ZocDoc.com/trash. ZocDoc.com/trash.
You see
Back
deal?
to the episode.
All right, deep question.
Okay.
This is a deep question. Did you ever go through a period? This is gonna go deep. Did you ever go in a period in your life when you were like in Japan, maybe as a kid, where you specifically spoke Japanese because you wanted to, like, maybe subconsciously or consciously, you wanted to be like to be accepted as like a real
of course.
Japanese person?
Yeah, 100%.
Even though you grew up abroad.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like especially when I was a kid, that happened a lot because like I had a lot of like identity issues of like I wasn't fitting into Japan because I could speak English, and I wasn't fitting into Australia because I was half Japanese, right? So I was like, you know, there was so many, like I think
there's always going to be those problems with
a long time ago,
kids with half nationalities.
I was maybe like 6-7 years old. I was visiting my grandpa.
They're always not going to fit in
she took us to
properly.
like a supermarket, and she was like, all right, go to the sweets aisle, and you know, here's 500 yen, you can get whatever you want, kind of thing. Yeah. And so, we're picking it, and, Aki's, my sister's picking it. Aki. Ellie, my sister's picking through some stuff, and I could hear there were, kids, Japanese kids, roughly around my age, so, first, second grade. And they're, whispering to each other. Because, we're in middle of nowhere in Sendai. They've probably never seen a foreign child in their life, right? So they're just whispering, blah, blah, blah. But I could hear what they were saying, They were like, oh, look at these fucking gaijins, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And so I don't know what came over me. There was maybe that pride of I can understand what you're saying. So I was like, I'll show them. my 6-year-old mind was like, I'll show them. So really loud so they could hear in Japanese. I said to my sister in Japanese, I was like, oh, you done picking what you want?
Yeah.
And my sister being, 2, 3 at the time, caught onto it immediately. Replies back also in perfect Japanese, like, yes, brother, I am done. Let's go. And we decided to walk towards the kids. And the look on these kids' faces, man, you would have thought they just saw the face of God. They were like, it's like, just Nihonjin? And so, there was definitely that part where it's I felt a lot of pride towards that side, especially while I was in Japan.
Yeah.
But nowadays, man, I've lived in this country long enough where I'm I look like this. I don't look like your typical Japanese person. So obviously there's always going to be that wall of nah, you can't speak a word of Japanese. So I've just accepted that now.
Yeah, because I asked because I went through the exact same phase where, obviously I can speak Thai. My Thai is not as good as your Japanese because it's very, very obvious that I have an accent, basically.
Right.
Because even though I've lived in Thailand, I haven't specifically.
Your name is through a wall. Oh, there we go.
So I've only.
Your enemy through a wall with the wheel driver. Okay, so we're gonna get a bit more XP now. And shoot a kill an enemy from far away. Okay, so now we're getting 12 XP now. Let's go.
My friends, they're like, "Can you please?"
Now we're getting fucking 12 XP.
To your mum. And I'm like, I do not know how.
We're gonna be getting 12 XP this time. Let's fucking go. Instead of 10.
My mum didn't teach me
nice.
any slang, any cuss words, anything else. So it'd be very, very obvious. So when I was growing up, and even when I lived in Thailand 5 years ago, whatever, I did feel that disappointment whenever people would be like, oh, you're a Hafu? Oh, okay, go off you.
Oh, you mean someone half nationality?
But yeah, I guess I got more and more comfortable with it, just accepting that, hey, I think growing up in so many different places and so many different areas has just given you a unique perspective on the world where you might not exactly, feel, especially, feel like you're specifically accepted as purely Japanese or purely Thai or whatever because you didn't have X experience or Y experience. But then I feel we also have the unique experience where we've it's the modern world of becoming a cultural melting pot where we can connect to even more people because of the unique experiences that we've gotten.
Yeah. I mean, I obviously will switch to Japanese if the conversation is getting to a point where maybe
if it makes sense to the context, of course you're gonna switch to Japanese to be more proper and shit.
If they specifically ask do you speak Japanese or what's your nationality or whatever, which is a very common question to get thrown out in Japan especially. Then I'll switch to Japanese, and then we can go from there. But
I always forget that. Yeah, where are you from is such a normal question to ask in Japan. But then, if I asked that in the UK,
they'd be like, "What do you mean?
What the fuck you mean? Where am I from? I'm fucking here."
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's a normal thing in Thailand as well. It's just oh, where are you from? Oh, you're Hafu? Or,
it's oh, you don't look or sound like me. Where are you from?
God, it's been so my accent is spelled. My accent in Thai recently has been fucking awful because it's a tonal language.
Yeah.
And the best way I can describe not getting practice with a tonal language is when you know the lyrics of a song, but you don't know the melody of the song.
Right.
So you say you know how it sounds, but I will have moments where I'm just okay, I got it. I got the tone.
Wait, hold up. I need a.
It's
If someone asks you, can you speak Thai? And you're hold on, let me do my vocal warm-ups.
Yeah.
It's all right, I got it.
Yeah. Tonal languages seem like a nightmare to remember.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's why it's so hard to learn for people who don't naturally learn any tonal languages.
Yeah, you kind of have because there's only a few tones. You kind of have a guess at what it sounds like. But for me, since English is my first language, I know what it sounds like, I guess, phonetically, but then sometimes my tone doesn't match with my memory of the words. So I just have to like adjust it like mid-sentence.
Yeah, right.
Which people definitely notice.
So would you say then you guys have more fun now conversing with Japanese people as opposed to back
I
then?
might just speak better.
Yeah.
So
I guess because like now you're more used to it as well.
Yeah,
right?
more used to
I
it.
guess. Yeah, I guess that
There are
too.
still things that I still have trouble getting over, and that is the same things I have trouble getting over in English. That's just my social anxiety.
Yeah.
I will never get over going on a phone call. That terrifies me.
Yeah.
It just terrifies me even more in Japanese
issue.
because I'm like,
Because there's
Skill
really
issue,
more
pussy.
dialogue options
yeah,
now.
I don't know why, but when I get a random phone call from a number I don't know, or a number or anything, it doesn't matter if it's in English, it's just even more terrifying in Japanese.
Yeah.
Right? In English, even if it's a call from the bank, I don't want to pick up the phone call.
Every time I see a phone number I don't recognize calling me, 80% of my brain is like, hang up now.
Right?
Like, don't even pick that shit up. It's a scam. Don't pick it up.
Don't do it. Don't do
I
it.
do the
Nowadays,
pick it up.
I mean, nowadays, especially with
I always
me,
Google the number.
80% of the fucking calls I don't know who they are. They're most likely gonna be a fucking scam.
Makes sense, yeah.
Right.
Or like, it's the government building.
Yeah.
Don't want.
Every single fucking time that I get an unknown phone call, it's almost always a fucking scam.
Yeah, just being cautious. Just being cautious.
Yeah.
Alright, I picked
It always happens around this time of the year.
Alright.
What do you got?
Being a foreigner.
Wow.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
This is literally
Kind of a conversation we just had.
kind of conversation we just had.
Pick another one.
Yeah.
Does it get better to be a foreigner?
When do I not become foreigner?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess in that aspect, maybe it has gotten better because, you know, when you guys moved, it was right before COVID started, right? So you guys kind of experienced the Japan where there was little to no foreigners in the country. And now...
I mean, being a foreigner in Japan was also kind of weird during COVID because you definitely felt like
how are you here?
Like some people, they either think, how are you here? Or I feel like, I mean, just straight up like racism where they were like, oh God, you must have like COVID or something.
Yeah.
Like that definitely happened.
Yeah.
And that was definitely frustrating.
Yeah, not just racism, also xenophobia.
Yeah. It's like we're not the ones that started it.
Yeah. I will say, I don't know if this is a thing. I will say, obviously, like pre-COVID, but they're definitely like post-COVID or definitely during like the tourism boom, being a foreigner has felt different.
For sure.
I maybe like I feel like some establishments has had that foreigner fatigue. I don't know. You know, there used to be sometimes this excitement when, oh my God, there's a foreigner coming to this place or coming to this town or this area.
Yeah.
And now it just seems like, okay, another tourist, all right.
Yeah, I definitely feel over the years that there's definitely been a lot more just like unwarranted stigma towards foreigners visiting Japan, right?
Yeah, and sometimes warranted stigma.
And sometimes warranted.
And
obviously.
sometimes warranted.
You know,
Yeah,
but,
look
like,
at
I
fucking John Somali.
Yeah, definitely fearmongers with
of
foreigners.
course.
Which, I mean, we're also in a time globally where, like, I guess not liking foreign people in your country is a very common opinion, gaining a lot of popularity in the world.
You know,
so it's kind of, it's normal.
Yeah, especially, coming off the backbone of last year where I think it's like, it was the most amount of tourists Japan has ever had ever.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even like close as well. And then on top of that,
probably just
COVID
people,
stuff as well. Definitely in the past 5 years, I've noticed
people that want to go after like COVID and shit.
Demographics, I guess, especially in the Japanese population, that have just kind of really just gotten a sour taste towards foreigners, whether that be warranted or unwarranted, which is a shame.
Yeah, again, or Johnny Somalis.
Yeah, because I feel like, I feel like the thing before versus after was, you might have been treated differently, but I think it came from a place of like curiosity almost, where they just never like experienced having a foreigner at this place or this establishment or whatever. Yeah. And it's been like a very subtle shift, and it's not everywhere. It's definitely not everywhere. I've just noticed in some places I feel like there has been some fatigue in terms of that dealings. And I can't really blame them, with the amount of tourism that's that's happened. It'll be weird if they always stay the same, but that's something I have definitely noticed.
I've also definitely noticed that there are way more establishments that have English menus now.
Oh, yeah.
And I only know this because every time I walk into a restaurant, motherfuckers are always like, English menu?
yeah.
And I'm like, Daijobu desu, actually.
Yeah, I feel like I've gotten that less lately. I don't know why, though.
Really?
Or maybe it's like,
I've gone, especially.
Maybe it depends on the area that you are.
Like there was like,
No,
if there was a place that had an English menu when I was growing up, I was like, oh, okay, this place is popular with the tourists.
Even when we came, I felt like it was only really the big chains.
Yeah, exactly.
Normally, sometimes the English menu was so unusable.
Yeah. Like
just
Hanbei.
Yeah, it was like Hanbei. Oh my god.
I mean, that's still unusual.
Yeah, Hanbei's
but also
English menu is too
hilarious.
bad. Yeah. And that's a great place to go.
Yeah.
Hanbei's a cool spot. You should go to Hanbei.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's just they have bad translations, I guess.
I mean, I still think it's fine being a foreigner here, but yeah, definitely it's definitely changed. It's definitely changed a lot. COVID changed a lot of things. I think.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
And I still feel like we're not going to see the full effects, at least mentally, of what COVID caused for a little while. I feel like there's still a lot of people who have lingering thoughts.
I will say that one thing that has changed for the better in terms of foreigners, and maybe this is just from my perspective, but I feel a lot more younger people are way more open to talking to foreigners.
Yes, I'd say so.
Yeah,
definitely.
When I was growing up,
it's always the older
like
people
the
that are gonna be they're always gonna be a little xenophobic
to talk because maybe they were doubting their abilities to communicate, or they just had little to no information about foreigners and foreigner culture. But I feel now, especially with all these tourists coming to Japan, and now that the younger generation now have a lot more access to the internet and stuff like that, I just feel there's like more of a curiosity towards foreigners.
Yeah.
Like I get a lot more people, just Japanese people, speaking to me in English in passing when I'm like walking somewhere, and I'm like, that never used to happen. There's this like weird, almost like
white boy.
Yeah.
Hey boy, how you doing?
There's like this weird increase of stranger friendliness, but
Interesting.
still quite awkward.
Yeah.
If you compare it to like say America, but I feel it's definitely gotten a lot more. They're a lot more comfortable now because I feel that they're just more used to it now.
Right.
Which is I guess a good thing.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I already pulled one out, so I
Okay.
Go for it.
Seasonal menu items. Not limited to just kombini.
I hate them.
Right. We'll leave this for another time though. We already hit the 2-hour mark, and I think this guy's just about to fucking finish. I don't know. Yeah, I think this might be the last run for him. So I guess we could probably just end it here. Yeah. Good run. Yeah. I was probably gonna end on this round either way. I think so, yeah. The guy, I think from my understanding, is gonna be doing some farming in Resident Evil 6. Yeah, I think so. So, yeah. That'll be it for today. Hopefully on the weekend, I can get a lot more shit going on off streamer. Alright. Okay, I might be able to get some more shit done off streamer. Probably around in the morning or whatever. We'll see. Alright. Let me just change it. Alright. That should do it. So yeah. That's gonna be it for this session of Red Faction Guerilla. And yeah, alright. We are getting some more progress with this shit. We already leveled up a bit more, so now next time I'll be doing 12 XP per kill instead of 10. That's already better. Not as much, but it helps. Yeah, somewhat. I'm gonna get at least like 2400 per round. Yeah, something like that. And by now, I think I should have like probably 24,000 XP. Yeah, something like that. So yeah, hopefully the fucking glitch with the 100 XP works out, so I don't have to go full 100. So maybe like 80 plus. Yeah, something like that. So yeah, then we can still do some extra events for the challenges and get the 250 wins. Right. There's also Wrecking Crew where I also need to farm, but that shit I can do off stream. I can do just by myself. You don't need them. You don't need other places to do Wrecking Crew, right? But you still need to farm it. But yeah, we'll see that for another time though. So yeah, hopefully tomorrow I can get some more shit done off stream and maybe do more of it on stream as well. I don't know. We'll see. Either that or just calendars. Yeah. But yeah, again, next stream shall be tomorrow at 9:30 p.m. GMT0, where we are gonna be either doing more farming in Faction Guerilla, or we're gonna finally start doing hero challenges in Skyrim Giants. If you like to be notified when I go live or any other shenanigans, I have my stream schedules of video uploads. You can go to my Discord where you'll be notified as such. If you also want to keep track of any previous streams I've done in the past, you can also go to my YouTube channel as well. Now with all that said and done, who are we gonna be raiding today? Well, let's use on right now, shall we? Alright, who do we have here? Who do we have? There was. There you are. Right. I think I read them before. Here we go. So yeah, this stream I'm gonna be raiding Loren VT. Right now they're going through Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, right? One of the Yakuza games. So yeah, if you guys have fun with Loren, have yourselves a merry day. But as always, have a good one. Bye. Bye-bye. See ya. Have a good one. Bye. Bye-bye. See ya.